Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of JR and the Crew. Yeah, we got my boy E-Man in the house,
what
of
up?
course.
What
and
up?
then, Jimmy G, he's over there, working the camera like always.
Side busting, not today.
Side busted, yeah. He doesn't have the control, so he's good. But you guys are probably wondering, who are these thugs next to us?
Yeah.
Who are these guys? Wow. Hey, check this out. We're always mentioning them every show.
Yes, we are.
Every show,
Yes, we
promoting
are.
them, promoting their company. And
right.
today is their day. Well, actually, tonight is your guys' night.
Yeah.
So we got Henry Park.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Hey, guys.
Then we got Ron Diggity.
That's right.
So we figured, hey, let's have them come on our show and let everybody see who they are,
they are,
because we're always talking highly of you guys.
That's right.
We're grateful for you guys.
Thank you,
guys
guys.
Thank you.
believed in us. I mean, because of you guys, we have all this gear that we're able to do the podcast. I mean, people are giving us mad props.
Thank you guys, man.
Just within a couple of months.
Yeah, definitely. 2 months in, and bro, it's starting to come up little by little. We're coming up, man. And at the same time, we want to thank everybody that watches us and supports us and
Right.
subscribe to us. But if it
Definitely.
wasn't for you guys, man, we wouldn't be here. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So I
definitely,
appreciate
definitely.
you guys, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good night.
They were very nervous. That's it. Okay, tear it down. Tear it down, guys. Tear it down. That's it. But we want want you to guys to come on because we want people to get to know you.
Yeah.
And not call you. No, not for sponsorship, but get to know what you guys do, your business. Yes, for your business, and really get to know Henry and Ron. But because I know Ron doesn't really want to be in the show, so
But we're forcing him to be on
we're
the show
forcing Ron
today.
to be in the show. That's why he's all my. Is my beanie okay?
Not forcing me. No.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
No, but Henry, man, you have a great story, man. You sent us the link. I mean, it was awesome, man. When you said, "Hey, I want to sponsor you guys, but before I sponsor you, I want you to check out this link," and it was your story. And honestly, man, it was a great story. So
was
real quick,
really good.
where did you grow up? Where did you come from? Basically,
Well,
are you?
All right. All right. My name is Henry Park. I grew up in a city called Hawaiian Gardens. I don't know if
Right.
you guys know where that is. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
about 30 minutes that way.
Yeah.
But I grew up poor. I mean, just because I'm Korean doesn't mean I was born with millions of dollars, right?
Wait, just because you're Asian, you're not rich?
Nah.
Wait, now?
But you're good at math, though,
Not
right?
me,
For
'cause-
sure.
No, you gotta understand. My dad came from Korea, came over here, didn't speak no English, right?
Wow.
So he worked at a gas station, right? He was working as a cashier, making $3.25 an hour. So I mean, you're not gonna make a lot of money doing that, right?
Right,
And then my mom worked as a part-time waitress at a Japanese restaurant, and then after that, she came and picked us up after school. So yeah, I was a Korean one of the only Koreans living in the barrio. You know what I mean?
Oh, he said Vadio. Hey! Yeah, he said perfect.
Brought Ron with them from the bottom. Still wearing the beanie and everything. That's right. That's right. No,
Yeah.
I also read on there that was your mom on the airlines and she did
Yeah,
traveling?
no. My mom. So my mom was a travel agent. My dad
right on.
worked. I was born in a place called Guam. So I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah.
Guam's like right by Samoa. It's a territory of the United States. So I was born there. My brother, and then we moved after 1 year old. And then my brother was born in Hawaii, right? So I lived there
Nice.
till I was 5 years old. And then after that, I went to LA, moved to LA. And then from LA, then I moved to Hawaiian Gardens, and I stayed there till I was 14.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
So Hawaii to Hawaiian Gardens.
Yeah.
Big difference, huh?
No.
Your dad figured like, wait a minute, Hawaiian
Hawaiian
Gardens.
Gardens.
That's where we're going.
Yeah.
It must be nice there.
Yeah.
It was a
No,
complete opposite.
No, I mean, no. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I grew up. Remember, I told you I grew up in Hawaiian Gardens, but I first lived in LA. I went to an elementary school called Hobart Elementary, right? And it was rough because there was like gangs even at kindergarten. You know what I mean, right? So there was this Cambodian gang, right?
Yeah.
And these dudes were like little thugs, right? And so I'm telling you this story, but so I was in kindergarten. My mom had bought me this brand new ruler, and I like to draw and shit. And what ended up happening is, I guess these kids got jealous, and he took my ruler and he just broke it over his knee, right?
Oh, damn.
And I was just
Was it a
like,
badass drawing?
yeah, no. He broke my ruler. He broke my ruler, right? And so I started crying and stuff. I was like, oh man, this is fucked up, right? And then so anyways, these guys caught me slipping, right? And then it was like 7 of them, and they're just like messing with me, and they took my backpack and like they tossed it to the other guy, they tossed it to the other guy, right? And I was like, man, what's gonna happen, right?
Right,
So
right.
I was like, all right. So finally they passed it to this one little kid, right? And he was like the runt of the group, right? And I said, look, man, I don't want to fight. I just want my backpack, just please, just
Yeah,
please give me my backpack, right? And I said, but look, if you give it to that dude, right? I'm gonna let you know something, right? I'm gonna fuck you up, right? But here's the thing: you and your homeboys gonna jump me, and I know I'm gonna get beat up. But I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take you out first, right?
Woo!
And I said, so
Henry.
please, just give me my backpack, right? So then I went to him. Yeah, I went to him. Whoop! He just threw the backpack. I just sucked that fool, and then next thing you know, I got beat up, right?
Yeah.
So when I came home, I had all bruises and stuff, and I was like, oh man. And my parents were like, what happened? And I'm like, he took my ruler, he broke it in half, and these guys were messing with me, and that's when my parents said, you know what, we this isn't like Hawaii, right?
Right.
So they said,
Definitely not
so
like
they
Hawaii.
they went and looked
Yeah.
up, and they looked on the Thomas Brothers map, and they said, oh, Hawaiian Gardens. Right? It's like Hawaii and shit, right? so then that's when we ended up moving to Hawaiian Gardens right off of Centralia, right?
Yeah.
And I grew up there, and I was like, oh my God, this is like culture shock, but it was it was better than hanging out with these Cambodians, right? I mean, they're beating me up. So so I grew up in Hawaiian Gardens. I went to Aloha Elementary, which is in Lakewood. It's like the border, right? And it was cool, right? I'm gonna tell you one thing. I have a lot of love for Mexicans. My sister-in-law is Mexican. My brother's wife, right?
Nice.
And I thought I was gonna marry a Latina honey, right?
Right,
My first
right.
girlfriend was Mexican.
honey.
Yeah, her name was Olivia Chavez, right?
So if you're out there living there, you lost out, man. 'Cause you don't know where we're at right now.
What a loser!
No.
What a loser!
So here's what happened, right? So my dad, remember?
Wait, you guys don't follow each other on Facebook or anything, right?
No.
Because we're still gonna call you a loser.
She's probably like 300 pounds now.
No shit.
Yeah.
burritos
No,
and
don't get me
tacos.
wrong. The Latinas, they're cute, and then after 25, they start filling out.
Expiration
No,
date.
so
Expiration date.
let me tell you the story, right? So I had to walk to school. I had to walk to Aloha Elementary. It was like about a mile away, a mile and a half, right? So anyway, so I would ride my bicycle, go to school, right? But on this way, on the way going to Hawaiian Gardens, from Hawaiian Gardens to Lakewood, I had to pass this street, and this street, oh my God, it was called 222nd, right? 222nd Street, and there was a bunch of little gangbangers over there, right?
Yeah.
And so one day I was in the wrong place, wrong time, and I was like, oh shit, these guys had my backpack. Give me your bike, fool, right? And I was like, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, what set you
Where you
claim
from?
SA,
Yeah.
right? And I didn't know what to say, but I knew these fools were from like gamers. So I
Right.
said, hey, bro, I don't mean no, but I'm putting it down for 222nd, right? And he's like, yo, Casper, right?
Original member of 222nd.
He's like, hey, do that again, right? And so after that, right, these fools, they had my back. They
Yeah.
never fuck with me. They said, hey, if any of you guys fuck with him, you fucking with us, right?
Nice.
So after that, I would get to school and they never mess with
problems,
me.
no problems.
I would ride my bicycle, I'd be like this, you know what I mean?
So they didn't know you was a one-man gang.
Yeah,
They didn't know it was a one.
OMG, man.
Yeah, it was a one-man gang.
Yeah.
You had to recruit
You know what I mean?
anybody? You had to recruit any homies?
No, so after that, right? They didn't mess with me, right?
Yeah.
But so I'm now it's going to 5th grade, going to 6th grade, right? And there's this. I was part of ABC, which is Alondra, Bellflower, Cerritos, ABC school district, right? And there's a special school in Cerritos called Whitney High School, right? But in order to get there, you got to basically take a test, right? You gotta take a test, and so they were picking, like in my school, they had 2 students that were gonna make it in that school, and if you make it, you get to go to Aloha. I'm sorry, you have to go. You're gonna make it to Whitney High School, right? So Whitney goes from 7th grade to 12th grade, right? So my dad, he comes up to me, he goes, hey, Henry, listen, I don't have no money to hire private tutors, right? You're on your own, right? But listen, if you ever make it, right? If you ever make it to that school, I'm gonna take you to the best steak restaurant, right? And I said, really? I said, Dad, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyways, right?
Right.
But I appreciate that, right?
Yeah.
And so my dad was like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to the best steak restaurant. So I studied that summer, and I made it to Whitney High School, right?
That's right.
So after that, I made it, and so I told my dad, look, I made it to Whitney High School. He goes, oh, you know what, Dad, son, congratulations,
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, right? And he goes, so yeah, we get in the car, we're gonna go eat, right? So I said, all right, cool. So we went to go eat. He took me to this restaurant, right? I didn't know what the different steaks, the ribeye, this filet mignon. I didn't know none of that, right?
Yeah.
So my dad told me, he goes, Henry, you know how you can tell it's a good steak restaurant? I said, no. He said, okay, hold on. Ma'am, can you come here? He goes, yeah. And so he called the waitress over. He goes, do you have a A1 sauce? And she goes, oh, sure. And so he goes, this sauce, they have it? It's good. Now, I didn't know this till later that, if you go eat at a really good restaurant.
They don't have A1.
No, it's just salt and pepper.
Yeah.
It's good, right?
They get mad
yeah, they
if
get
you
mad.
put something on
Yeah,
it.
they get mad.
Exactly.
The chef gets mad.
No. So anyways, so
Nice.
what ended up happening
Well
is,
played.
yeah, so I poured that sauce on it, right?
Yeah.
And then so I started cutting my steak, and my dad's like, is this steak good? I'm like, oh, Dad, this steak is amazing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Wow, I can't believe this, right? So anyways, my friends after school, they were like, hey, Henry, did your dad take you to that steak restaurant? I'm like, hell yeah, motherfucker, right? And so he's like, hey, where did he take you? I said, look, dog, if I tell you, I gotta have to kill you, right? They're like, man, shut up, man. Hey, no, seriously,
Sizzler.
tell us. No. So then they told me, I said, hey, tell me, where did they take you? I said, you probably never heard of it, but I'm gonna tell you. It's a place called Black Angus, right? They did exactly what you did. I said, hell no, that place is whack, right? And I said, shut up, fool, right? Bam, right? So I socked this fool Andy Powell in the mouth. He started bleeding. I got in a fight, right?
Damn, Henry.
So,
That's
here's the
right.
thing. I didn't really realize how
the fire.
poor I was until I got out of the body. See, once you start making a bunch of money, then you start realizing, right? So then
Right,
I started
yeah.
thinking back. I said, wait a second. My dad's best steak restaurant is at Black Angus. His best buffet was Hometown Buffet, right?
wow.
His place, pizza place was Valentina's Pizza, right? But it was all within a 5-mile radius of where we lived, right?
right.
And so I always had this chip on my shoulder, right? Because I'm Korean, you guys Mexican, you guys are fucking with me, saying, hey, your dad, BMW. I'm like, BMW? I ain't got no BMW, fool. Right? So I'm like, but I had this chip on my shoulder, and I said, you know what? One day I'm gonna make money. I'm gonna make. I'm gonna become a billionaire, right? So that was my mentality, growing up. So like I said, I grew up in Hawaiian Gardens. I
But
didn't have
hold
no
on one
money.
second. But it was also your mentality because I read because you also seen how hard your dad worked and he was never home.
Oh, definitely.
So he was
definitely.
never home. So that was your thing. Like, you know what? I'm going to be rich because I don't want to be like that.
See, here's the thing. When you're young, you don't understand that, right?
Right.
You don't see your dad. He missed your baseball game, whatever, right? So you get
Start
pissed,
building
right?
anger.
Yes, you
Yes.
start building anger. You start building this thing, like you get callous. It wasn't until I got in my 40s that I realized, my dad did love me. You know what I mean?
Right,
but,
right,
but,
definitely,
But
yeah.
he came from the old country. He don't understand. You know what I mean? Like that was his way of showing love
Right,
to you.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Well, it's like Latinos. The
Yeah.
older generation, they work.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
same-
they
same-
were.
Work,
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Kind of similarities to a lot of
Yeah,
the way,
absolutely.
our-
Koreans
my
and
parents
Mexicans are
yeah.
very similar.
Very
you know what I mean?
similar,
We,
very
this
similar.
is not our country. We came from Mexico. We came from Korea. We
That's
try
right.
to make life over here. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right,
Right.
And all we know is to work hard.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do. We work hard.
Absolutely. So yeah. So that was my story. That's how I ended up in Hawaiian Gardens. I stayed there until I was 14 years old. And then eventually, but here's the thing. So if I never made it to Whitney, I would have went to Killingsworth Junior High School, and I would have went to Artesia, right?
Ooh,
Yeah, we was Artesia,
Yeah,
Artesia.
Artesia.
A little worse, a little worse.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to take a quick break, Henry. We're going to dig more into that right now as soon as we get back, though.
All right, so
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll be back, and then we gotta get into Ron because I know Ron. Look at his legs
Yeah.
shaking, so he wants to start talking. So, but hey, help us just in case we don't make it back because these guys are thugs. I'm telling you, they're thugs, and they're gonna get us.
JR and the crew, baby.
We'll be back.
And we're back here
we're
on
back,
Jared
guys.
and the
Sorry.
Crew with Henry and Ron Diggity. But before we took the break, man, we were talking a little bit
Come in.
about the schools that you went to.
Yeah.
So you're saying you did end up making it to the right school, but if you
I
didn't,
did.
if you didn't make it, you're
I don't know.
Things
You
would've
know?
went a little different,
What would have
huh?
been
It
of
might have
Henry
went- it might have
Park?
went-
Yeah, what
it
would've
might-
been of Henry Park?
It might have went a different way. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh man, look at this, guys. You guys don't
Henry Park just
understand.
hooking us up, man. That's right.
Yeah, that girl,
See?
Olivia, you missed.
Olivia,
out.
you fucked up.
But real quick, we also have Ron Diggity's right here with
sir.
us, and he's with Mortgage Masters. And Ron, real quick, man, just real brief, because I mean, you have a success story, but I know you don't want to talk too much. But just share with us real quick, what is Mortgage Masters all about?
Mortgage Masters, all about. I guess I can say that Mortgage Masters is about trying to help the little people.
No, yeah.
You know, I grew up as a kid. You know, never moving from house to house to house to house. I honestly, I probably had about 8 houses that I moved to.
Yeah, me
El
too.
Sereno, all around El Sereno. I know the whole area out there because I lived
Know it
on
well,
all
huh?
the streets. You know?
yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to. I got the feeling when I got out of the Marine Corps, you know, that I felt that, you know, that feeling of getting somebody into a house and seeing how happy they were and stuff which was my parents. You know, I seen them the first
nice.
time, you know, and it was really, really, really a feeling that I liked. You know, it was a really good feeling. So I wanted to try and help a lot of the people that, as far as people like myself, you know, that were moving around and find some stability and try and help them to get into a home, you know.
No, that's
That's
good.
right.
Yeah.
No, so basically, you have a heart to help people. Because, I mean, hey, man, I mean, there's a lot of
Not
people out
easy
there.
right now.
No, people get ripped off.
Yeah.
People get ripped off. You know,
Yeah.
they really do get ripped off. You know, they don't know about, you know, refinance. I mean, some real estate agents. I mean, can you say some of it is like a car dealership where they can rape you if they want to, in a sense? Right?
It is possible, you know. I'm not gonna say it isn't.
Because some people
you
get
know?
people in balloon loans, right? And those are bad.
Yeah.
in a sense.
There those types of loans and stuff. You know, you got to think of the way I look at it is, it's my mom that I'm going to put into this home. You know,
Right.
It's my father that I'm going to put into this home. I'm not going to try and take advantage of people. You know, it's just not in my DNA. Put it that way.
That's right.
I just I can't. I know how hard it was to get into a home, you know, and I know that if we can help people and educate them a little bit more and show them how they need to position themselves to get into a home, it'll help a lot more. So that's what I try and do, and I try and help them and educate them a little bit more and show them how to, you know, fix their credit up.
That's right.
Build some assets up, and you know.
Be able to
Possibly
own
with
a
the
home.
income, yeah.
And how'd you come to know Henry?
Oh, Henry. Oh, man, this guy. If you don't know Henry in the industry, you're just not in the industry.
You're not living, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
Dude,
you're not in the
oh my
industry.
God. Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Henry is he's very influential in the industry. He's a big mover, big shaker, and you know he has the same type of background, I think, that I have, and we've kind of connected
good.
in that sense. You know, because the main thing is there's not a lot of people out there that are of a different race, you know, and actually you can connect with. It's
Can relate
it's
to.
strange, yeah. Especially you
definitely,
grew
yeah.
up in L.A., you know. I mean,
No, definitely.
in this area,
His
you
story
know.
connected
Yeah.
a lot to mine.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I feel.
Well, I mean, seriously, once you guys know my story, you're gonna understand exactly what I went through. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Yeah. So no, not to run off.
No.
But okay. So I wanted to tell you my little story, right? So you know, I would have went to Artesia if I never made to Whitney, right? But I ended up making it to Whitney, right? So I made it to Whitney High School, but you know, everybody in Cerritos was all Indian, Chinese, Korean, white, right? No Latinos, no black people, right? And it was culture shock because I would take a bus going to Cerritos. I mean, you know, the city of Cerritos, going to Whitney, and then you know, when I come home, I'm in Hawaiian Gardens again, right?
Back in the hood.
Yeah, back in the hood, back in the barrio, right? So after that, you know, but you know, you got to study a lot. You know, I mean, these guys were doing like algebra in like 7th grade, and you know, it's just
shoot, yeah,
it's like you know, it's like a lot of studying involved, right?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening?
Worth the
right?
A1 sauce.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna finish that story up. Right. No. So I'm gonna finish that story up, but I'm gonna tell you real quick, right? So what ended up happening is, you know, so it was crazy because when I was 15, 16 years old, you know, all these Korean kids were driving M3 BMWs, and I'm thinking, man, I wish you know, can I get like a Toyota Celica Supra or something? You know what I mean? Right? I'm just, I was in a whole different mindset because I didn't have no money, right?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening? is my dad, my dad went, remember I told you, he started as a cashier, right? Then he ended up going to night school. He went to Cypress College. He got ASC certified as a mechanic, right? And then after that, you guys know where the bingo is, Coopership Bingo, right? Right? So you know where that 76 Union is?
yeah.
That was exactly where my dad became a junior mechanic, right?
Oh, wow.
And he was basically changing tires and this and that. And then he eventually became a mechanic, right? So then after he became a mechanic, he borrowed a bunch of money from some friends and family, and then he basically bought or when I say bought this, he became it was a Shell gas station in Norwalk.
Like a part owner?
No.
Or he bought the whole thing?
On Firestone and Studebaker,
wow.
right? There was a Shell gas station, right? And basically he became a Shell dealer, right? So basically he owned the gas station, right?
Nice.
So basically when I was 15 years old, my dad finally moved to Cerritos, right? He basically owned a Shell gas station, right? And so 15, 16, 17, 18, he was doing that, doing the Shell gas station, and I helped him out. I was a cashier at the gas station, right? And one day my dad pulled me to the side and he goes, Henry, look, check this out. If you're not gonna be, if you're not gonna be serious about studying and go to good college, right? Why don't you help me out at the gas station, right? So I was like, all right, so I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's family
maybe,
business,
right?
okay, yeah.
But one day, but my dad was one of the most honest people on this planet, right? Like I remember one day, right?
I read
like
that.
this
I
one.
read this part
No,
too,
I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you, this is white grandpa. He came to the gas station. He goes, Mr. Park, right? He goes, I need you to fix the car, right? And my dad looked at it. He goes, no, the engine's blown, right? He goes, you know what? It doesn't make sense to fix the car. Go buy a Toyota, right? And he said, look, I don't want to buy a Toyota, right? This is a family heirloom. I want to fix the car.
Right.
And my dad said, look, you're not gonna make your money back on this. You need to buy a Toyota. And he said, why do you want to buy a Toyota? He said, oh, the parts are cheap, and reliable, right? And I remember this like it was yesterday. So I went to my dad. I said, hey, Dad, if he goes and buys a Toyota and the car doesn't break down, you're not going to have another customer.
Right.
And my dad just grabbed me by the ear. I'm like,
So there is a lot. There's so much similarities between Hispanics
Yes.
and you know what I mean?
And
Like
he-
that's the
yeah,
same
and
thing.
He said, Henry, I never taught you that, right?
Yeah.
Never taught you that, right? And so I was like, oh, so my dad was like that, right? He was very honest, right?
Yeah.
Very
No,
fucking
it's good.
honest, right? But here's what ended up happening, right? So when my dad told me, hey, why don't you take over the gas station? So I said, all right. So what's my life gonna look like? He goes, all right. You're gonna work Monday through Saturday, right? I'm like, Saturday too, right? I'm like, oh man. He goes, no. Saturday, you're gonna work part-time on Saturday, right? I said, what's part-time? He said 8 to 4. I'm like, 8 to 4.
You're up 1 hour early.
So he said, after 4, after 4, you can do whatever you want. Sunday, you go fishing, go play golf, right? I'm like, all right, this already doesn't sound good, right?
Yeah.
And I said, and then what else, right? He goes, okay, what kind of car am I going to drive? He said, Henry, what does it matter what kind of car you drive? And I said, what do you mean, right? I mean, I want to, yeah, right. And so my dad,
You sure you got a Toyota?
dad
It's reliable.
wanted me to drive a Toyota, right? And so he said, Henry, it doesn't matter what kind of girl, if you're going to marry a girl, it doesn't matter what kind of car you drive. She's going to like you for you, right?
That's right.
But when I was 15 years old, I didn't understand that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said,
yeah,
okay,
that's
so I'm going to drive a Toyota, right? Okay, what else? He goes, okay, now what is my wife going to drive? He goes, now wife have to drive a good car, right? Because she'll represent you. I said, that's what I'm talking about, right? So 'cause I'm thinking I'm going to drive my wife's car, right? And I said, all right.
drive my wife's car.
Drive that car.
So I
happen.
asked him,
share
I
one
said,
car.
so what kind of wife, what kind of car is my wife going to drive? And she goes, what I'm thinking, maybe a Toyota Cressida. I'm like, Toyota Cressida? I said, oh, hell no.
Those were pimpy back in the day, though. Those were dope cars.
What, I'm not gonna move up or what?
Right.
I remember my dad had a Toyota
And then-
Cressida,
and
man.
then I said,
Nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Good freaking cars, man.
Those are Lexuses right there.
So then I said, okay,
Especially in the neighborhood, you know.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
So I'm
fucking
thinking,
Lexuses
okay,
right there.
I'm gonna drive a
I
hoop.
remember station wagons, man. I'm
Exactly.
sorry, you know?
No, I said, all right, so I'm gonna drive a hoopty. My wife's gonna drive a Toyota Cressida, right? And I said, where am I gonna live? He said, no, we're gonna get you a 2-bedroom condo in La Palma, right? And I said, 2-bedroom. I said, what if I have like a couple kids? How am I gonna do that? He said, Henny. Okay, you know what? If you have, how many kids do you want anyways? I said, I don't know, maybe 3, right? It's okay. If you have more than 1 kid, then you move to Cyprus, because my parents ended up moving to Cyprus, right? And they said, you're going to live in my house, right? And then your mommy and daddy are going to live in the La Palma, in the condo, right? And I
Oh,
said,
basically
okay.
switch houses.
Yeah, switch houses, right? And then my dad said, and then, Henry, you got to give me yongton. So yongton in Korean means pocket money, right? I said, okay, so how much am I going to give you?
What is it called again?
Yongton. Yongton means pocket
Yongton.
money, right?
Yongton.
So I said, okay, so how how much pocket money I'm going to give you? He said, you're going to give me $1,000 a month. You give your mom $1,000 a month, and you take over the gas station. I said, okay, so how much money am I going to make a year? And he said, I don't know, maybe $70,000, $80,000 a year. I said, Dad, that doesn't look good. Work 6 days a week. Wife driving a Toyota Cressida. No, I'm good, right? So I said,
That's good for me, damn it. Back in the day.
So I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna become an investment banker. I'm gonna make a lot of money, right? I don't want this, right? And so my dad got pissed. He said, okay, you know what, Henry? You don't want to listen to me? Okay, you do your own way, right? So I went to college. I made a bunch of money. I worked at Wall Street, right? Anyways, to make a long story short, right? My dad never liked the fact that I got in the mortgage business, right? Now, I put myself through college, right, working in the mortgage business, right?
Well, why didn't he like it? Was it because it was not stable?
No. My dad is a blue-collar worker.
Okay.
Working as a mechanic. He reads the newspaper, loan officer, brokers, scumbags, right? And so, you know one thing my dad told me? My dad told me, Henry, how many times I told you I don't want you to do real estate? I said, Dad, I'm not doing real estate. I'm a mortgage banker. Yeah. He said, same shit. Right? I said, Dad, what problem do you have with real estate loans?
Yeah.
He said, Henry, I never taught you to steal the equity from the people's homes, right? I said, that's not me, that's a broker.
I am the right person to come to. I'm the right person.
And so he was not having it. My dad never wanted me to be in loans and real estate. Never wanted to do, right? So, but remember, I had this chip on the shoulder, right? I grew up in Hawaiian Gardens, didn't have no money. I wanted a bunch of nice stuff, right? I wanted Reebok pumps, but my dad bought me, my mom bought me like New Balance at Big Five, you know what I mean?
Payless.
I had track shoes at Kmart, you know what I mean? So it was whacked, right? So I just wanted to make a lot of money, right?
Yep.
So I got into business. I started making money, right? Started making a lot of money, right? And so I made a bunch of money, right? And here's the one thing that I wanted to tell you, right? Is this, right? So remember I told you my dad, all his favorite restaurants were within a 5-mile radius of Cypress, right? So I remember this like it was yesterday. I was 18 years old. I said, look, I'm going to take my dad to the best steak restaurant, right? Now, remember, keep in mind, I'm 18 years old. So at the time, when I was 18, I thought the best restaurant was Mastro's. Now, I know there's a bunch of better restaurants than that that I'm 47, right? Yeah. But at 18, I thought Mastro's was the shit, right? Yeah. So I told my dad, I said, Dad, get in the car. I'm going to take you out, right? And I'm going to take you to the best steak restaurant, right?
That's right.
So my dad said, all right, you're going to take me out. Let's go, right? So I took him right to Mastro's. And I remember, the waitress said, hey, what do you want to eat? I'm like, 2 bone-in ribeyes, ma'am, right? Nice. And my dad's like, do you have A1? I'm like, nope. Don't bring A1. Don't want A1. Right? You don't need A1. He's good.
Never asked that.
Right. So anyway, we're eating the steak. I'm like, Dad, how's the steak? He's like, oh, it's good, right? So I remember,
some A1 though.
I remember after dessert, I went to go use the restroom, and I think the waitress thought my dad was paying the bill, so she brought the bill out, right? And I think my dad saw it, and I just happened to come right when the bill came, and I'm like, no, Dad. And I grabbed the bill. I said, look, I'm paying for it, right? He goes, no, I want to pay for it. No, Dad, it's my treat, right? And so I think my dad saw exactly how much it cost. It was like a couple $100, right? And my dad told me, he goes, hey, pendejo, right?
In Korean.
He said, you spend a lot of money on that, right? On the rest, you spend a lot of money? I said, nah, Dad, don't worry about the money. I love you, right? It's for you. He goes, Henry, this steak place is okay. But you know where it's a good place? It's like Black Angus.
Hey, real quick, we're gonna take a break, man. We're gonna dig in more with Henry Park, but we're gonna take a break real quick. Well, JR and the crew, man. That's right.
Hi, I'm Ron Contreras, broker-owner of Mortgage Masters. If you're in the market for refinancing or purchasing a home, give us a call. Rates are low, they won't last, so call us now.
Welcome back, guys. Yes, welcome back, guys. Thank you guys. Welcome back. But Ron, you're good, bro. You're not. Just hug him a little bit. Get closer, bro. No, Ron, get a little closer, Ron. Ron, put your arm around him, Ron. Just say, hey guys, welcome back, man. Hey, check this out. We want to say thank you to our sponsors once again. You know, want to say thank you to our sponsors. Lending 3 with Henry Park, and then we got, of course, Mortgage Masters with Ron Diggity, and Excellence Real Estate Masters as well.
Yes,
but
yes.
Ron brought. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't.
No, don't forget to like,
Yeah.
share, subscribe. We're having a good time here with
Yeah.
Henry Park. We're having a good time with Ron. He brought two of his buddies, and we're gonna introduce them right now. And,
Yeah, he brought 2 of his buddies. We got
get into that.
Peter,
That's
his
right.
right-hand man at Mortgage Masters right there. Then we
Right
got.
hand.
I can't hear you, man.
My name is Peanut Whiskey.
Peter Whiskey. We got Peter Whiskey, and then we got Abel in the house
Abel's
as
in
well.
the house.
We got Abel. He's doing his thing. He's sitting over there. But all right, Pete. So what do you do for Ron, bro? Because look at dude, he must pay you a lot of money because you look good, dog. You came in. I mean, we're all low down.
know,
whatever. Henry don't give a. He's like, this is my house.
Henry got ready for the show. But you know what? We can't say nothing because this is Henry's house and he's got a chef and he's doing real good.
That's how it happens.
You know what I'm saying? He can do whatever the fuck he want to do.
But Pete, man,
Yeah.
my God,
But
bro,
Pete,
you look good.
Damn, I thought you were gonna go on Entourage right now,
I
player.
know the show Entourage right there, man. So what's up? What do you do for Ron, man?
That's right.
End of the day, my title's production manager. But what I really do is I attack bottlenecks of the pipeline. Anything that's wrong or anything that's going wrong, like, hey, whether it be docs out, approvals, disclosures, I got to go ahead and push those bottlenecks so we go ahead and keep things going, keep
things
things
going.
going, keep
That's
things
right.
flowing.
Yeah.
Like you guys, it was kind of a joke. I didn't want to come here, because you guys are having a good time. I'm sitting there going, God, I got to get 3 DUs out on offers that are going to be accepted. I got
We're having a good time, and he's thinking about the things that he has to do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I got a 4:00 haircut. It's Friday. I want to leave early, and I got people blowing me up, and like this morning, my phone was blowing up. Alert to lock. That's what I do at the end of the day.
Right on.
But
Never
dude-
stop working, man.
I know, but look at this guy, man. I mean, dude, you look
Snazzy.
good, Pete. I was
Snazzy.
like,
Gotta thank my wife.
but you told me you look good because the style is from The Gentleman, the movie The
The
Gentleman.
movie
right?
The Gentleman. Great
Gentleman.
movie. You got to go see it. Great
Check
movie.
it out.
Oh,
The Gentleman.
Hold on. When you're singing
Sponsor
about
us.
The Gentleman, I gotta just mention my boys from The Gentleman back in the days. You know, the party promoters.
Oh, The
those
Gentleman.
are my boys.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
hey,
Damn.
dang, man.
Party promotion.
Hey, hold on. That was
Hey.
a long time ago, and you know what?
Oh,
You know,
Hey, Ron, you don't
it
pay for
was
that, so you
many,
can't announce
many
them.
years ago.
Ron, you don't pay for that, bro. You can't announce it, bro. Sorry, bro. No, hey, Gentleman, man. But
on.
okay, so Henry, man. We talked about your past and everything, man. And then, so as I read your story, man, ooh, man, look at she's bringing the suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get some props for her.
Hey, hold on.
Chris,
Oh my-
it.
The chef, what is the
Oh my
name
God.
and the phone number? Give
Oh,
the
Chrissy.
phone number.
Yeah, give it
Yes.
to him right there.
We'll put it on.
Wait, am I being filmed?
Yeah, you're
Yes, yeah, you're on.
What are you serving here? And
This is
hold
oh shoot. Okay.
Here we go. That's right. That's the way we do it over here on JR and the Crew.
Yeah,
look at
can
the
you,
camera.
can you
Boom.
guys, can
Live
you guys
spare
hear
the
me?
moment. She's part of the crew today.
This is just a simple pasta soup with.
Pasta fagioli.
How can you find me? Eat at kitchen1726.com.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you.
My name is Chef Chrissy. You can find me all over Instagram and on my website. So if you guys ever need somebody to cook for you,
Nice.
You're awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
Awesome.
Thank
This
you so
food
much.
is amazing.
Yeah.
this
Bomb.
food is amazing, man.
Thank you.
No, this food
As
is
you
amazing.
see, every time you come out here, just the plates are just going emptier and emptier. So we're good. Yes, yeah. Thank you.
take it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But actually, you don't have to clear it. We can clear it after. That's fine. Yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
Just like the plate for
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Like we're at a restaurant or something. This is amazing.
That's what we do it over here at Henry Parks, man.
Henry Parks, man.
That's
You
right.
loser. You lost out, loser. Olivia, you
It
lost.
doesn't even matter what her name is. It doesn't matter anymore. Who
But
cares?
Henry, we read your story, man, and you
you still got the Supra.
you said it was
okay,
Supra.
right? You know why I got the Supra, right? So my dad told me I got to get a Toyota, right? So, all right, I'm gonna get a Toyota, right? So I end up getting a Toyota Supra, right?
Yeah.
And I remember it was yesterday. So I brought the Toyota Supra over, brought it to the gas station. I needed like an oil change or something, and my dad said, "Wait, what is this?" I said, "This is a Toyota, right? I bought a Toyota Supra."
So this is not a
I
Celica?
never told you to buy the Supra, right? I said, Dad, what is it with you? Like, I never got it. I never understood when I was 17, 18 years old. I was, right? And so I remember one time, I was driving down the 405 freeway, right? And back then, there was no Bentleys. It was just Rolls Royces, right? And I saw this Rolls Royce. I was like, damn, Dad, look at that, right? My dad said, what? I said, look at that. That's a Rolls Royce right there, right? And my dad said, Henry, you don't want the Rolls Royce. And I said, why, right? Henry, that guy, he have a divorce right now. He owe the IRS money, right? He has a big all kind of problem, right? And I said, you don't know that. You don't know that, right?
Yeah.
And so I was pissed. When I was younger, I was pissed off because I felt like my dad always was hating on rich people, right? And then I was like, but it just never resonated with me. And my dad told me, he goes, Henry, you don't think I can afford the Rolls Royce? I'm like, no. Right? Right? Henry, I could buy that, but it doesn't make sense, right? So I'm like, so that's why you're driving this van, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so growing up, I just had this thing. It was, don't get me wrong, I love my dad, right? As I got older, I appreciate, right, the lessons, but it was really hard to learn those lessons when you're 18 years old, right?
Right. Your mind's in a different state.
Yeah, so my mind's in a whole different, in a different space, right? So anyways, growing, after I graduated, went to college, right? Anyways, there was one time, and this is the thing, right? So my dad, he got sick, right? He ended up getting cancer. He ended up getting pancreas cancer, right? And I was just devastated. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe that my dad was actually gonna die, right? And he had stage 4 pancreas cancer, and that's when I was at a banking conference, Western Secondary Conference in San Francisco. When my mom told me this, I was crying. I left all my stuff at the hotel. I just literally hopped on the plane, went straight to Cyprus, right? And I said, Dad, don't worry about this. We're gonna beat this. I'm gonna take you to the best doctors. I got a lot of money. And my dad said, Henry, just sit down, right? And I said, okay, Dad, what's going on? He said, Henry, I did my best that I could, right, coming from Korea, and to provide for you and your brother, right? Because I had one brother. And he said, listen, and my dad was young. My dad was 66 years old. And he said, look, I maybe didn't get to do everything I wanted in my life, but I want you to know, you know I love you, right? And I started crying. I said, of course, Dad. I know you love me, right? Yeah. And he said, but here's the thing, right? And he says, Henry, I want to talk to you, right? And I said, okay, what do you want to talk to me about? He said, listen, I paid off the gas station. Because my dad converted eventually at the end, he converted into a used car lot, right? It's right next to McKenna, Porsche, BMW, all that. It's off of Firestone.
Still there.
It's still there.
Wow. That's what's up.
So what my dad told me is, he goes, look, I have the used car lot. I'm collecting rent over there. The house in Cyprus is paid off. I have a life insurance, right? When I die, I'm going to leave all the money to your mom. And then when your mom dies, she's going to leave it to you and your you and your brother, right? About $3 million. And I was like, Dad, why are we talking about money right now, right? I don't want to talk about money.
Right.
I love you, and this and that,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know. He just kept talking about money, and about how he was trying to talk about how all those years that he spent working 7 days a week, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. I flipped out, and I regret this to this day, but I ended up showing him one of my bank statements of how much money I made, right? I had like $7-8 million in it, right? And I threw it, and I think that crushed him. It killed him, right? Yeah. And my dad didn't know, and I think my dad got pissed. He was like, he's thinking, how many people did you steal the equity of their houses? And I'm like, no, Dad, I didn't do that, right? I didn't do that, right? So this fraud. And he was so mad. He was so mad. And 2 days before he died, he said, Henry, promise me one thing. I said, of course, Dad, I love you. Whatever you want. He said, promise me you're going to be a good person. I said, of course, Dad, I'm a good person. Look at me, right? No, Henry. You're not a good person. Yeah. I see your face. You're greedy. Your face.
Greedy.
You fifi. You're chubby. Fifi, right? Yeah. And then 2 days later, he died, right?
Wow, man. Sorry.
And it
That's crazy.
fucking killed me. It killed me because I don't care how much millions and millions and billions of dollars I had. The game was over because I don't give a fuck about this guy, that guy, right? I was in competition with my dad, not in a literal way, but I wanted to show my dad, like,
Right.
That you can do it.
Like
You
Angus,
wanted to show your dad you
better things,
don't
the
have to
finer
really
things.
use
yeah,
your
all of it.
Yeah.
because our parents believe that you have to. It's not that you're not working hard, but you're
Right.
working smarter.
I was working smart,
You know what I
hard,
mean?
everything, right? But the thing is I never got my dad's approval, right?
Right,
I never
right,
got my
right.
dad's approval. And that approval to me is so much worth all the fucking money in the world, right?
Correct.
And the fact that he was dying, thinking I was a piece of shit and died, it just killed me, right? So anyways, to make a long story short, I was, still working, still making money, but I still had this thing back into my mind thinking my dad's, thoughts, he's hovering above me thinking I'm a piece of shit, right? And, let's be honest, the mortgage business, right? There's good apples and there's bad apples. There's good characters and bad. Look, to be honest with you, if you wanted to rip off a customer, yeah, there's a way you can do it, right? But at the same time, there's good people out there that don't do that, right?
Right.
But the thing is, so as I was making money, right, I just literally was trying to figure out a way, because for me, like I said, in Korean, right, being Asian, right, so this is maybe different from other cultures, but it's as much about money as it's about saving face. You understand what I mean
Right.
by saving face, right? Imagine you make millions of dollars, but everybody around you says, "Oh, that guy's a piece of shit. He ripped off everybody."
right.
Do you
Right,
want that? You know what I mean?
right,
I don't want that.
No,
you know,
no,
right?
no, yeah.
I wanted to be make money and help people. right?
Exactly.
And
You
so,
want a good jacket on you.
absolutely. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you told me one time, the first time I came here and I met you,
Yeah.
you said to me, one of the reasons for your success is because when you were, at the moment when you started making money, you actually were keeping it to yourself.
Yeah.
But then you realized, wait a minute, if I start helping people and giving it away, you actually started seeing you started making more money.
100%. So, okay, and I'm not trying to get biblical or anything, but, in the Bible, it says, he who gives shall receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I never understood that passage in the Bible because I'm thinking, okay, if I have my iPhone and I give you my iPhone, right? Well, I don't have an iPhone, so I can't give you my iPhone, right? So I was like, nah, dog, right? Like, that's how I used to think, right? Yeah. But you had to understand the concept of money, and if you guys out there want to make a lot of money, you have to understand something, okay? So if you look at the U.S. dollar and you flip it over, right? At the end of the day, it says Federal Reserve note, right? What is a note? A note is an IOU, right? So here's the thing I want you to understand about money, right? So
That's
in the
crazy.
beginning, I was about take, right? But in order for you to make a lot of money, right? So example, let's say I help you out. Yeah, let's say I cut hair, right? And JR, I cut your hair, and and basically, how do you pay me? By paying me,
Yeah,
right? Let's say
give you money.
$20.
Right.
So what that $20 represent is an IOU. I owe you $20. I owe you. It's an IOU, right?
Wow.
So at the end of the day, if you help a lot of people, you are basically collecting a lot of IOUs, right?
Wow, that is
Yeah.
good.
So true. Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's
so
deep.
in order
is
for
deep.
me
Yeah.
to make a lot of money, I gotta help you. I gotta help you. I gotta help him. I gotta help him. So the more that you help, the
Right.
more that you
More
get,
IOUs you get.
right?
Right.
The more you
The more
IOUs
IOUs.
collect, right? So that's what I
Yeah.
did. So
That's
like
what's up.
even mortgages, last month I closed over almost 300 loans, right? But that meant I also helped almost 300 families, save their payment, cash
Right.
out, whatever, right? And
Amen. That's a
Yeah.
freaking record.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But
That's
that was the
crazy.
thing. So I never thought of it as helping people, but really that's what it is. If you the more people you help, the way you're gonna get benefit is gonna get IOUs, right, in the form of money, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I started to realize. So I just started to shift my mindset, right, in terms of helping people, right. Another thing that a lot of I know people out there don't know, right. I started to get into EDM, right, music,
EDM?
right? Yeah, and in EDM.
No, dude, you had a party back there. You showed me the pictures.
I did, right?
Yeah, you had a party.
So in EDM and rave culture, we have a thing called PLUR. So PLUR stands for peace, love, unity, and respect, right?
right.
And in the beginning, when I started to, I started to go out. So people, younger kids nowadays, right? That even involved in EDM and rave culture, right? They're about giving. They're about paying it forward, right? Once you get older, you start getting jaded. You're like, nah, man, I'm not gonna help him out. What's in it for me, right? But what I started to realize is, again, the more you help, the more you give, the more you receive, right?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
at first it was difficult because on the weekends I'll be going to these raves, and then during the weekdays I'll be like, nah, motherfucker, where's my money, bitch? Right? And I started fighting. I started fighting inside myself, and I said I felt like I was living a double life, right?
Yeah.
And I said, oh man, you know what? I don't know if this is gonna help me or mess my business up, but I'm gonna start looking out for you. I'm gonna start looking at what's your best interest, right? And I thought my business was gonna go downhill. My business in the last 12 months has 5x, right?
That's right.
I done 500% more than I did the year before, the year before that, the year before that.
Hey, Henry, not to cut you short, man, but we're gonna get into where you're headed right now, man. I know we got so much to talk about. We're gonna get into where you're headed, and we just gotta take a quick break.
All right, there you
cool.
go.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Hey, he. Hold on. At first, he was like, an hour? What the hell
Yeah.
do we say?
What are we gonna talk about?
Now he can't stay
We might have
quiet.
to go. We might have to do another half an hour.
We'll be right back.
What up, everybody? It's Z, man. We're right here with what grinds my gears. And today, I got my boy Henry Park, and we're going to find out what the fuck grinds his gears, man.
All right, so what grinds my gears is, look, if you're looking for a really good steak place, right, and you tell me Black Angus, that's going to fucking piss me off. No.
Yeah, I want to introduce real quick, man, our boy Pete. He's from Run DMC right there. That boy is fire. Look at him.
My name's not Pete. It's Peanut Butter Whiskey.
Oh,
butter
Peter,
whiskey
I
tonight.
can't hear you, bro. You don't have the mic. You gotta tell everyone. You gotta let everyone know.
My name is not Pete today. It's Peanut Butter Whiskey.
Peter Butter Whiskey.
That's right.
Hashtag that. No, but Henry, man, we're having a good time with you, man. I
Thank
mean,
you.
we're having a good time with you, with Ron, the guys,
Definitely.
Abel, Peter, and we have his quiet wife over there in the section. She's just over there. She's like, no. She thinks we all have COVID, so she has her mask on and she's staying 6 feet away from us. So,
She doesn't realize that in OC, there is no COVID.
there's no COVID in OC. But no, seriously, Ron. Henry. What are some of the influences in your life? Because I know, as I was reading on you, your dad had a big influence in your life. Even
Huge.
though he was hard on you, even though he, in some way felt like it was negative, but
Right.
yet he was a big influence in your life. So besides him and that pivotal moment where when I read that you shifted your life because you're like, you know what? Because your dad wasn't with you,
Yeah.
your dad wasn't around a lot, but you were like, wait a minute, I wanted to not to be like my dad, but then I was starting to be like my dad, you
Yeah.
know? So what are some influencers in your life?
So here's the thing, right? So I thought I had to put in a lot of hours, right? Move up the corporate ladder, right? Do this and that, right? And so look, being Korean, being Mexican, being any type of minority, right, in this country,
Right.
you're thinking, all right, you know what? The whites, Jews, right? These guys run the banking world. They run this, Wall Street, whatever, right? And I just always felt that I was never good enough, right? Mentally, right? I was thinking, you know what? So I gotta kiss ass. I gotta, suck up to this guy, that guy, right? And I worked in Irvine for many years, right? I worked for a Jewish cat, right, for many, many years. And the thing that I started to realize was this, right? You can do it, right? Whether you're Korean, Mexican, doesn't matter. You can do it. The power comes from inside, right?
right.
And the thing is that was the biggest hurdle that I had. The mommy daddy issues that I had, right? The glass ceiling of thinking, hey, I'm Korean, grew up in Hawaiian Gardens, right?
The
I'm never
competition with your dad.
I don't think I'm gonna make
Yeah.
more than this. And you know what? If you made $300,000, you should just shut the fuck up, right? No, wrong.
Not enough.
Wrong, right? One thing that I realized working with a lot of Jewish people was this, right? Let's say somebody paid you $300,000, right? Now, as Latino, as Korean, we're like, hey, that's good. You
That's
know,
a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot
Yes.
of money, right? Hey,
I made
hey,
it. That's
yeah,
it, I'm out.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up, right? But
Yeah.
you know what? It was wrong. You got to get that $300,000 and be like, I mean, that's cute. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? I mean, but where the fuck is the other $1 million?
That's right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And you got to start. Absolutely, right? And so now once you make $1 million, then it's like 2 million, 5 million, 10 million, right?
Yeah.
You can fucking do it, right?
right,
I remember this like it was yesterday, right? The first time I ever made 10 grand in 1 month, right? I remember I closed a couple deals and I made $10,000. And I said, oh my God, right? I made 10 G's this month. If I continue the rest of the year, I'm gonna break 6 digits. So back then, making over $100,000 was a big deal, right? So I did that. I made over $100,000 out of it, right? But then I was lingering 30, 40 grand a month, 50, 60, 70 grand a month, and I was there for a while, right? Yeah. And I was thinking, lingering for a couple of years.
Lingering.
Yeah. No, it was like that for a couple of years. And then I remember this one time I sandbagged a couple loans. This other loan didn't close in time, and the next month I made $100,000 in 1 month, over 100,000, right? And I was like, oh my God, I made over 100 grand this month, right? I made more money this month.
You know what's crazy is that out of all this shit, dude, Henry's reaction was the same.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
100,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was.
He had the same reaction.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
But I thought if I continue making $100,000, right, for the whole year, I'm gonna make over $1 million, right? And so I did that. I did that. Then I was hovering around 200,000-300,000 a month, right? This and that. But I could never make more than that. And I was thinking like, why can't I make more, right? Here's the thing you have to understand about money, right? You know, people who win the lottery, right? If you actually study people who won the lottery and you actually look them up over the next 5 years and said, hey, how much money?
I told this guy last week.
Most of these guys, they lose all their money.
That's right.
And you know why? Because you cannot handle, you will not be able to hold more than what you can hold on to, right? So if you worked at a post office and you were making 50 grand and all of a sudden somebody gives you $300 million, you can't hold on to it because you're thinking, I'm not good enough, you're right? Like, and so you start doing bad loans, you start giving away people. It's all psychological, right? Exactly, right?
Crazy.
And so here's what happened with me, right? Sometimes in life is this, right? When people ask me, Henry, how did you make so much fucking money, right? And here's what it is, right? In order for you to make an extreme amount of wealth, right? What you have to have an extreme amount of poverty, right? If you didn't make anything and you were broke, right? And you've got mommy me daddy issues, like I told you, and you want to make millions of dollars, you got to remember, the average person, what takes an average person to make 100 grand a month, which is $1 million a year, right? Think about it. You know, in America, if you make $10,000-$15,000 a month, you're straight. You can pay your mortgage, you can buy a Honda Accord, you can pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
You're good, right? But what takes you to 10 grand a month to 100,000 a month, right? So, I've got 7 guys, right, in my company that make over $1 million a year, right? I got one guy, right? He makes over $1 million a year, but guess what? So he was married, right? He had a wife, he had a couple kids, and you know what? He cheated on her with some girl, right? And so, but here's what happened, right? So I told him, I said, hey, what happened? And he's like, look. Don't talk shit about my wife, my ex-wife. She was a really good person, right? It was me. I fucked up, right? And so he bought her house. He pays for the college, a private tuition for his kids, right? And with his new wife, he went ahead and bought a house, got another couple kids, right? So he got 2 kids with his ex-wife, 2 kids with his new wife, right? And guess what? He cheated on her too, right? With another
Damn, can we bring him on the show?
Yeah.
We'll talk about relationships.
And I told him, I said, dude, right? I said, how in the hell did you fuck this up? He goes, dude, Henry, don't talk shit about my wife, right? It was my fault, not hers. So now he's with his third wife. He bought her a house. He got the second wife that has a house. The first wife that has a house. The kids are all in private school, right? So he has to make. No, he has a lot of kids, right? So he has 4 kids. But the thing is, in his mindset, he has to make money because he has to support 3 families, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I got another guy. No bullshit.
Well, real quick, Henry, just because you're going into this real quick into the mentality thing. What are some of the stuff? Because I know some people are probably wondering. Okay, cool. You grew up in Hawaiian Gardens. You are successful now. But what are some of the things you actually did to make you successful? What are the things you read? What are the things? I mean, who are the people you talk to? Not only names, but
no. I'm gonna tell you guys something, right? You guys look at Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, right? That wasn't it for me, right? And I'm gonna tell you why, right? And not talking shit, but let's say you follow Ty Lopez, right? So he's got girls in bikinis talking about reading books, right? I mean, I don't relate to that because I'm not talking shit, but usually a girl wearing bikinis, she's probably not reading books, right?
I agree with you.
Right. Then you got Grant Cardone talking about, hey, 10x yourself, right? Private jet, Gulfstream. You motherfucker, you know a Gulfstream 4 or 5 costs you $40-50 million, right? I don't think most people are thinking about buying a fucking private jet, right?
Right.
Then I see Gary Vee, right? A lot of guys relate to Gary
Yeah,
Vee, right?
yeah, Gary
No,
Vee.
but he's a cool cat, but here's the problem, right? All right, Gary Vee, he talks about working your face off, right? He works 80, 100, 200 hours. I want to interview his kids, right? Hey, you know what? How's daddy? Oh, I don't ever see him. I already went through that shit with my dad,
Right.
working 7 days a week, right?
Right.
Wanna
So
break
I
that.
want to break that. So I think the average person that does real estate or loans that makes 100, 200,000 a year says, Henry, how do I quit working 80 hours and work 20 hours?
Correct.
And be instead of making 200,000, make 400,000 a year, right? I want to be there for my kids. I want to be there for my wife. I want to be a good person, right? And that's the person that I'm reaching out to. I'm saying, look, you don't need all that, right? When people talk about, you know what, I'm not doing it for my kids. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for my kids. Yeah, right. How much did you make last year? You made $370,000, and so now you're telling me that the reason why you got to work 100 hours is because for your kids? No, it's because you want that Mercedes Benz. You want that
yeah.
better house, right?
Right.
It's for you.
Right.
Can I ask
Right?
you a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
My question is, why do we feel the need to continue to push when we already have what most of society has? And you know what? I'll be honest. I feel the push too. What continues to push us to do that?
I'm gonna tell you what it is, right? So, growing up, I never had an Atari 2600, right? I remember since Super Nintendo when it came out, right? I wanted, to play Super Mario's really bad. And I knew this one nerd, right, in our apartment complex, and he's the only cat that had a fucking Super Nintendo. And so I went to his house with 10 of our other friends, and he's showing me all these moves, right? And remember back then you had 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, or 3 lives, whatever, right? Finally, when it got to my turn, I didn't know how to play, so I just died, right? And I had to wait 2 hours for it to be my turn again, right? And I said, fuck this. When I get older, I'm going to buy myself a Sega Genesis, a Super Nintendo, this, that, right? And so guess what? You tell yourself that you're doing it for your kids, but you're really doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And,
Right?
and not only that, you're not gonna wait for another motherfucker.
No.
You got to do it yourself and
No.
grind that shit and do your thing.
So
That's
so-
what it is.
right? Your
Yeah.
kids all got like plasma flat screens, this and that.
But
right?
what is the secret? I mean, okay, so they're not going to work 100 hours a week to make 300,000. So is it to a point where you are in the real estate, you're making good money, but I know you're not just in real estate. You're actually you do stocks as well. So you
Stocks,
have money in
flipping houses, all
different
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So
No.
that's how you do it, right?
I do make a lot of money, right? But
If you don't mind me asking, how much you make last year? ballpark figure.
I did
thought you
show-
said
I
I could
did
ask
show him.
anything.
I
I thought you said I could ask anything. He said, "Hey, ask anything. Go ahead."
Fuck, not that.
God damn it, I said it for you, Henry.
Yeah.
We're over here at his house getting all kinds of damn food.
I did make
You asked the
millions.
man,
I
how much you
did
made
make
last year?
millions, right? But
It's all right, bro. It's your show. We can fire him if you want.
no. I don't want people to get jaded and start thinking all crazy shit. But all right, I did make a lot of money. I did make a lot of money, right? Right. But I'm not doing this podcast to show off and show whose dick is bigger, right?
No, we want
Right.
to educate people. That's your whole thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the stereotypical, like you said
figure out.
when we're off camera, you said the stereotypical is that all Asians are making money, blah blah blah. But no, you lived in Hawaiian Gardens.
Yeah,
Your
you
dad
had a hard
struggled. I mean, you said I don't want to be like this, and I'm going to be something.
Right.
And a lot of us say that.
Right.
A lot of us say, but a lot of us, because of where we're at and the environment that we're in, we just adapt to it.
Right.
But you said no.
No.
I'm going to be better.
Right.
So, but you still haven't answered my question. What are some of the? Okay, you don't listen. I mean, you don't read. I mean, do you read books or anything like that? I mean,
Absolutely.
Or what is your go-to stuff?
Reading.
Happen for anybody though, any of you out there. You guys can change your life in an instant as long as you guys believe in yourselves. That's all I got to say, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
when it comes to reading, absolutely, I read, right? Education, that's knowledge, right? Remember, education is free, right? You can take that; it's pennies on the dollar. Any information that you put in your brain, that's going to help you, right?
Right.
But the thing is more than education. You guys got to understand that glass ceiling of thinking, "Hey, I'm Mexican, I'm Korean, I should be." Yeah, your mindset. You know what? I should be happy making 300,000. I should shut the fuck up. No, wrong, right? What's wrong with you making 3 million or 30 million a year? That's
right.
right.
That's right.
Absolutely, right?
So somebody that wants to get in your business, what would you tell them right now?
I would tell them a couple things, right? If you're young and you don't have any money, right? First thing you should invest is don't talk about flipping houses and doing this, that. Focus on education, right? Educate your mind, right? And the thing is remember, there's a thing what's called opportunity cost, right? So when you're young, right, and you save a bunch of money. So I'm going to give you an example, right? So I started working for my dad at 12 and a half years old, right? I was a cashier at a gas station. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese at $4.25 an hour, right? Because I wanted to save up enough money to buy a 300ZX back in the day, right? So when I was 18 years old, I saved $8,000, right? And guess what? I saved up the money, right? I had enough money to buy it, but here's the thing, right? So I passed up a bunch of times when my friends told me, "Hey, Henry, you want to go buggy boarding, right?" I can't. I got to go work, right? Hey, Henry, you want to do this? I can't. I got to go work, right? And now that I'm 47 years old, I'm thinking, fuck, I can make $8,000 on one loan, right? Where did my childhood go, right? It didn't go anywhere, right? So that opportunity cost, that's the simple. Most people in this game, they want to make money with Instagram and social media. They want to make millions of dollars fast. They want to make it like right away, right?
Right.
And you know what?
That's the new
That's
generation.
bullshit. There's no such thing as that, right? You've got to basically be on the grind. You got to be in the trenches, right? And you got to learn those things. And then eventually you will make millions of dollars, right? But you're not going to make millions of dollars at 19 years old or 20 years old or whatever if you didn't pay your dues, right? Yeah. So you got to pay your dues.
Hey,
right?
Henry, I got a question.
Yeah.
You have a Facebook page. It's called Henry Road to Millions, right? Is it
Yeah,
something
Henry
like that?
Henry Parks Road to a Million.
And you started those guys off with $100,
No,
I think.
$1,000.
$1,000. What are they up to today, man?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes, I follow you on that.
So the reason why
Minus 1,000. Thanks, Henry.
All right,
just playing
so
music.
I created this group called Henry Parks Road to a Million, and let me tell you the reason why I did that, right? So I created it about 10 months ago, right? With no followers, just zero, right? But I don't know if you guys remember, but when oil was trading at negative $40 a barrel, right? I created a Zoom meeting, right? And I had over 400 people attend the meeting. But the class was how to trade oil futures, right? But the reason why I did that was not for money, not for fame, not glory, nothing, right? Let me tell you what happened, right? So if you guys ever follow me, I'm Henry Park Official on Instagram, on Facebook, right? And I have a bunch of followers. I have a bunch of people following me, but here's the thing, right? I never talk about Lambos, Ferraris, I just talk about my kids, maybe dope places to eat, right?
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 times people are like, "Oh, Henry, I like your lifestyle, I love your family, your daughter's cute, whatever, right?" But 1 out of 10 were like talking shit, right? They're like, "Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. Do your kids even go to school, right?" And I'm like, who the fuck is this person, right? I'm like, I don't even know you, like, right? They were haters, big time haters, right? And so what I did is I was like, why? Okay, why are these people hating on me, right? I'm not showing Rolex, this, that, right? I'm not doing any of that. Why are they hating on me? And I thought, you know what it is? Maybe because they never had the platform, they never understood how to make money. So what I did, I do mortgages for a living, okay? So, but I also invest, right? I invest in stocks, cryptocurrency, whatever, right? So what I did is I did this. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually, maybe because these guys don't know how to make money, right? I'm going to teach them how to make money, right? So every Friday, I do a Zoom class at 5 o'clock for free, okay? Not only do I do a Zoom class for free on Friday at 5 o'clock, right? I don't charge a subscription fee, this fee, or that fee. I don't do anything. It's free to join, right? But here's what I did. I started the class, and because this is a big problem that a lot of people have. They think, you know what? It's because you have millions of dollars, but what about us little guys, right? So I started with $1,000, right? And the goal, right? The goal is to take $1,000 and within 3 years turn it into $1 million, right?
Okay, so where are we at with it?
Wait.
That's my question. My original question.
Hold on. So people think, Henry, how the fuck do you take $1,000 and turn it into $1 million? That's crazy, right?
Right.
one thing you guys don't understand about the stock market is this, okay? Okay, if you took it's like this. If you gamble every day, right? If you go to a casino and you play blackjack, right? If you gamble all the time, you're gonna eventually lose because the odds are stacked against you, right? Now the stock market is the same way, right? So here's the thing I want you to know, right? If you took $1,000, right, and you doubled your money, right? So 1,000 turns into 2,000, 2,000 turns into 4,000, right? Do you know how many times you have to double that money to make $1 million? No. The answer is 10 times. So I'm going to give you an example. 1,000 turns into 2, right? 2 becomes 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 564, 1,028,000. So if you double your $1,000 10 times, right, you will make $1 million fucking dollars, right?
Wow.
I'll see you at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Damn.
If we all figured that solution out, is money going to be worthless,
I'm gonna tell
or
you guys something.
what's
I'm
going
gonna
to
tell you guys
happen here?
something.
'Cause
Right. So
I think we got to edit this
wait, hold
episode
on.
right here,
I'm gonna
right now.
I'm going to tell you one last thing in closing, right? So I started with $1,000, right? 10 months ago. We're already up over $5,000. Okay, from
$1,000, they're at $6,000 right
yeah.
now.
Now I'm gonna tell you guys what I did. Right. Not only do I do my Zoom class on closing, a lot of people talk shit. Right. Oh, I invest in GameStop and I'm up $1 million. Fuck you. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I do on my Henry Parks Road 2 Million. When I buy a stock, I do it right there in real time. Right.
Oh,
I said
nice.
bought 10 shares. Right. And bought BMBL. Right.
Yeah,
I will tell you exactly what I bought and exactly what I sell in real time. Now you can follow me. You can copy my trade. You can do whatever.
When can we see the trade transact
on real time? In real time.
Wow.
So what?
Yeah, real time.
When do you do it though? Do we got to monitor?
No. If you're part of Henry Parks Road 2 Million, you just add yourself.
I'm a part of it. I just haven't.
Which, by the way, by the platform. Which, by the way, I started with 0 people 10 months ago, and I'm up to 1,100 people organic. Okay,
Right.
organically,
Just
right?
join
And
it.
you just join and buy when I buy, sell when I sell, right? You would be up the same, right?
You can buy your subscription through
Yeah.
Mortgage
That's
Masters
crazy.
at $1,500 a freaking month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But the goal is by within 3 years, I'm gonna make $1 million, right?
No, we're gonna do this.
That's
man.
it. So if you guys want to follow me, that's good. I'm writing
Nah,
a book
I'm already
about it,
following
right?
you, yeah.
But this is
I just haven't done anything.
it's on Facebook. It's on Facebook, right? But it's no. You can use TD Ameritrade. You can use Robinhood. You can use Charles Schwab. Whatever platform you guys want to do.
Can I ask you something, Henry? You
Yeah.
know how they're talking about people in pools as far as being with Facebook, and they gather enough people that will force a trade, and then basically
that's like Reddit.
Market.
You know, you guys heard about
Reddit, yeah,
GameStop
Reddit.
recently, right? Yeah. I mean, that's another thing, right? I mean, if you guys want to join Reddit, that's fine too, right? I'm just telling you what I'm doing, right? But I'm just telling you guys, if you guys follow me, right?
Separate from that, then.
No, remember. Let me ask you guys a question. This is the difference between me and most people. I don't make $1 off your trade, right? I don't charge a subscription. I don't membership fee. There's nothing.
You're just
just
telling us
gotta
where to
do
go.
what you do.
You're just telling
I
us what
do
to
what I do.
Yeah, you're-
And this
Yeah,
Friday,
just tell us where to go.
Friday, right? Which is
This
tomorrow.
Friday. Yeah.
I'm gonna trade it. I'm gonna teach another class, which is options. If you guys don't want to know how to trade options, right? I'm teaching that class, right? And here's the problem. Here's the thing. So when I first started off, I thought, okay, this is cool. I'm gonna spend like an hour or so, right? I spent about 10 hours making these slideshows, and now I'm thinking, oh my God, what the hell did I commit myself to, right? Because I'm not making a fucking penny, right, doing this. But you know what?
You're giving back.
It's giving back.
You're giving back.
Giving
You're
back.
teaching people.
Man.
Yeah, right?
That's the thing. And you know what, man? Henry, man, this has been a great episode, bro. And
Yeah, a lot
no
of
matter what,
knowledge.
even though I want to go longer,
A
bro.
lot of knowledge, man.
Even though I want to go longer, we still got to stick to our show because, we got to get people to want more and more and more.
Yeah.
And you know what, everybody, if you want him more, dude,
We gotta have
yeah, we're gonna have a second episode with Henry.
Definitely.
Yes.
Second chapter. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys get
Tearing
so
it
much
up.
knowledge here.
No, this is some good stuff, man. Because
definitely.
you know, a lot of people want to be successful, but they are just, it's like you said, it's their mentality, and they feel like this is where I grew up, so this is just where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
But it's all about mentality. You got to be ready to receive, and
Right.
I've been saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, they tell this guy that I'm like a preacher guy about
Right.
that, but it's just what I believe in.
Yeah,
I believe that.
absolutely.
So, but you know what? Any last words, man, on just out telling the
The
people? out
only
there?
last word I can give you guys is this, right? I mean, I just want you guys to break the stereotype. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
Korean. I'm hanging out with a bunch of Hispanic people, right? But look, right?
We're converting him.
But fuck all that shit because
Yeah.
I want you to know I'm born Korean, right? But I didn't have a BMW M3 when I was in high school.
That's right.
My parents were broke as fuck, right? You can make millions of dollars, right? It's all about your mindset, okay? I got more love than Hispanic people than anybody. But you know what?
Yes.
More than Hispanic people, I got more love for people.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean,
General,
right?
that's
In
right.
general, it doesn't fucking matter. Black,
right.
white, Hispanic, Asian, I don't give a fuck, right?
Right.
And the thing is, if I can reach out into the camera and teach you guys and show you guys that, you know what, break through those glass ceilings, right? It's not a matter of where you was born or you didn't have millions of dollars or you didn't have the right pedigree. It doesn't matter, right? If you guys believe in yourself and you can get through all that, you can make millions of dollars too,
right.
right? But you guys got to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah,
That's right,
definitely.
guys.
Thank you guys, man.
Thank you guys, man.
Thank you, Henry, for,
No, thank
for
you,
having
brother.
us, my man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good story. Thank you for having us here at your home, man. Appreciate all the food.
The
Thank
food's
your
been great,
chef.
yes.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, crew, man. Honestly, dude, follow him if you guys want to do the road.
put his
What is
link
it?
up.
Henry Parks Road to a Million.
Henry Parks
Yes.
Road to a Million, man. Pretty much follow what he does. We're gonna put some links up there. You know how we always do it. Thank you guys for always watching us. Subscribe, like JR and the crew. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these fellas right here, man. Straight up.
That's right. Lightning 3 and Mortgage Masters in the house, man.
Yeah,
These are our
definitely.
sponsors, and now you know why they're our sponsors.
Yeah, now you know why. That's right, man.
But hey, till next
Yeah.
week, man. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
All right, we out.
JR and the crew, baby.
Thank you.